Hello, we're Team Makin Bakin. I'm Eric. I'm the lead gameplay designer.
My name's Ryan George. I was kind of a taskmaster for our team and largely in charge of graphics along with Tansen Zhu, who's sitting right there.
Going down the list, we have Tansen Zhu, we have Calvin, the lead physics person, Alec Wu, the lead sound and art guy, and then Alexander Taylor, who did all of the netcode. And so our game is a competitive cooking game. So the backstory is that you play as part of the elite blue and red chef squad. You guys all heard of the blue and red chef squad, right? No? You should get out more. So you're so good at cooking that you can just take your cooking items and just throw them together, and all of a sudden, it just cooks. It's amazing. I don't know how it happens, but you gotta have a score to settle. All right. So the red and the blue team, they've been feuding forever, so they want to see who the best cookers or best chefs are. So that's why we made this simulation. Now, can I get 2 volunteers to play this game? You in the gray sweater. And then, how about someone? I see a hand in the darkness over there.
There's one in the center. There's a couple on the left, too.
We can only take 2 people.
Yeah.
Stop calling out
You
more.
there in the center.
The guy that's already standing up.
There you go.
However, you need your safety equipment.
Well, that.
They're adjustable. Amazon sells good stuff.
They also ship really fast. This got in here in like a day.
What?
Did you order these like a couple days ago?
Yeah, I ordered these Wednesday. All right, so we're gonna have Tansen load up the game.
We're doing a little team balancing. That's what this console we pulled up is.
Yeah, so we don't have a menu. That just didn't get in the final release. So let's take a moment to get it up. One thing you'll notice is that we have a very distinctive art style, and that is mainly due to Tansen. Basically, a week ago, we looked at all the art and we're like, this is really ugly. So Tansen went over and redid everything. Every single model was done this week.
And this was largely inspired by a lot of the sort of cel-shady art, games like TF2 and sort of classic cartoons. We wanted to keep it simple. Everything you're about to see was modeled by us at one point or another.
Oh. All right, so describe what's going on because it's kind of crazy. So right now we have our goals down at the bottom. So right now, Tansen has to make chicken. Now, chicken, the recipe appears on the side, and it's shifted over to, oh, there you go.
Thank you.
And right now, you can start with the base ingredients. So you start with raw chicken, that wonderfully modeled raw chicken. And what you can do is you can add optional ingredients for more points. But that goal, only one team can score the goal. So if you score the optional ingredients, you have to strike a balance over, do you want more points or to score it faster?
And it looks like they've already moved on from the chicken. So unfortunately, Tansen's got this really nice bonus chicken, but he can't score it because, hey, those people who ordered it, they're already gone.
That's why you just have to strike the balance. Now, so you might be thinking, where did we come up with a cooking game? Well, originally this started as a free-running MOBA. That's I know I lived with Ryan my freshman year, and then he introduced me to Tansen and someone who dropped the class. And he introduced me and was like, it was a week before the class started, and he was like, well, this is the idea we want to do, and we were all set to go forward and do this idea. And then Alexander Taylor comes the first day of class, and he joins our group. We have no idea who he is, just some random guy. And he goes, hey guys, I've never played a video game. I don't play video games, but I have some video game ideas. And let me tell you, all of those ideas were terrible. Just absolutely terrible ideas. But we started talking through one of the ideas. One of the ideas was a cooking game. It was supposed to be instructional cooking, and we talked about it, and we were like, well, we could actually turn it into a game. And so we did that. Tanzin, can you turn up the audio? Oh, Sam, can you turn up the audio?
I'm not getting anything from you guys. You guys aren't sending.
We're having a
Just
little
a
audio
second.
difficulty.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you.
All the sound effects were pulled from GitHub of random games that were under free licenses, and we give them credit in the comments of our code. I think. Except, so one of the GitHub repos we pulled from.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a few Easter eggs in this game.
I think we have like 7 songs. So take a break. Does anyone have any questions while the game is going?
Gameplay,
You might-
technical, anything you guys want to ask about.
You might be curious what is going on, so feel free to ask. Why is there sparks shooting out from him? How did we come up with all the recipes? Well, it's a very good question. I don't know. I think Tanzin did like 3 of them, and then we made a bunch of models and went, what can we make with these models? And it didn't work out very well because we don't use the watermelon for anything. It's just kind of there. Oh, and the carrot. Actually, so almost all of the models were done by Tanzin, except the lights, which were done by me, and that's why they look the best. It's the lights actually serve a purpose, so maybe Tanzin can look at the lights for a second. So if you notice, well, they're tinted colors, but okay, so when you dash into someone, you get stunned, and the particle effects happen. Oh, that's another thing. Particle effects.
Yeah, particle effects were kind of a last-minute addition. We had them in like at the end of the last weekend. So they're basically just 3D models that we render. There's all sorts of effects. Here's one that is very useful. It shows the location of any ingredient in a recipe that you're currently working on.
We probably should have told him that before we started.
Yeah, I don't think it's been demonstrated until now, actually.
No, yeah, exactly.
So the room gets progressively more cluttered because each time the players complete a set of goals, more food spawns.
I think it's like 250 we spawn, and then...
Hey, you got over 9,000. Great job.
All right, do we have time for another one? All right, so we stop it at 5 minutes, so we're just gonna start another one.
Round 2.
Oh yeah, so if you look at the lights, they serve a purpose. So what happens is the initial spread, like, pushes everything to the side. However, I was having trouble working the physics to not just push them all at the corners. And so the reason I did the models is because I got really frustrated with doing that. So I just made a light and then stuck them there. And so basically they hit them and they don't spread as much. It was... But they're there because they look nice. That's the official reason. My professor asked what my favorite model is. I would say either the hamburger or the cake. And if someone can cook the cake...
Which is quite a challenge, by the way. There's
Yeah.
about 7 or 8 ingredients you need for that.
No, actually, the cake, you just need cake batter.
That's deceptive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's another thing. So, the stuff highlighted in red are actually intermediate ingredients. So sauce, if Tanzin can scroll through his, recipes, the stuff in red are the intermediate ingredients, and you have to make those in order to make the other ingredients. So there's a lot of gameplay systems that a lot of stuff goes wrong all the time, except today.
And just so we aren't looking more impressive than we actually are, the physics is powered by a physics engine called Bullet. Pretty well established engine, but it gave us our fair share of trouble just trying to implement it and get it right.
Is there any more questions?
Yeah, over here on the right.
So, you asked us if we can mess with each other's bowls. Well, as our TA liked to point out, so yesterday we were working on the project until, I guess, 6 in the morning. Oh, yeah. There you go. So knocking each other's bowls over. Our TA-10, it's about 4 in the morning. We all haven't slept, and we're just sitting there programming. 10 takes over my computer and goes, I'm going to break your game. And the first thing he does 2 things. First thing he does is he takes an ingredient, shoves it in a corner, and it just, like, physicsed out of the world. We fixed that, I think. And the next thing he did is he went over to the other team's cooker and just ran into it continually until it slowly rolled over. And he's claimed that that was a bug, but not really, because it just moved like this far. It just moved like this far, so it wasn't that inconvenient. But we did fix it, and so I think the cookers weigh about 90,000 kilograms in our physics engine. Oh, that's another thing. So we did use bullet, but we abuse it a lot and don't use it correctly.
Yeah.
So gravity is at negative 190 meters per second. You dash with a force of like 300 meters a second. And that caused a lot of problems that are, again, fixed. It looked like someone made soup. Why didn't you score the soup? I think wine is another model that we never actually used. But Tanzan should show the wine. Oh, wait, go back to that milk. Oh. Tanzan likes to brand everything.
Yeah, the first thing we did to test out some of our texture mapping was make a sauce bottle, which I think you just made, Tanzan, so if you can go find that. I know I've seen you lost it.
30 seconds left.
There it is, right there. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, so at the start of the game, obviously you guys can see.
So I came up with the brand Tanzan Zone, and it kind of just became a running joke for the models.
I wanted him to put it on every model, but he said no. It probably wouldn't work on ice cream. How do you write on
Hey, you don't know until you try.
That's fair enough. I think 18,000 is a lot of points.
Yeah, do you guys have any more
got
questions
really good
for
at
us?
this game. It's a very good question. So actually, we only send the data when it moves. So it does, when all the stuff settles, it stays there, and we don't send it just to like decrease the traffic. However, as you notice at the beginning of the game, everything goes and everything starts moving, and it makes a lot of traffic on the network. However, Alexander Taylor is probably the best netcoder I've ever seen, and he has, I think. It's really bad because you go to debug and there's like, you have to pick from 13 threads on like where you want to debug, and it was exhausting. But it's basically, he did it.
So actually, fun fact about that, one of the first things we did, here's another Easter egg. You can get some ingredients out of the fridge if you really want to.
Not the goal ingredients.
Yeah.
Just junk.
So about 4 weeks into making this, we were kind of wondering what the limits of our physics engines and renderer were. So there's actually a server command that's still in called stress test, which just spawns n number of items. We were able to reach 5,000 objects being fully simulated at 60 frames per second across the network. So it's really robust. Our networking is super good.
Alex, are you running the stress test? Okay, this may break the game. Also,
yeah, no promises here.
I'm not sure if the parameters were adjusted for the size of the room. So they're all spawning. Okay. Yeah, so they're actually spawning outside the world right now. How many did you spawn, Alex? 4,000. We did like 20,000 one time. We were still pushing like 10 frames a second, which I would play 10 frames. I run budget hardware. Okay, it's pretty much going to be unplayable at a certain point.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. All right, wait, I don't think we have time for another round. All right. Yeah, kill it. Do test win. Oh, what are you doing?
We did see it.
We have like all our debug server commands in, and they're fun to run all the time. Just mid game, someone runs test win, and then they just win. I think that's cheating though.
Any final questions for us? Yes. 3ds Max was our program of choice.
We actually used OpenGL and C# for the stuff. I believe everyone else used DirectX. I don't want to speak for everyone though.
There were a few OpenGL teams.
Oh, okay. And us. We were the only C# team, which you should use C# instead of C++ because I don't know how to allocate memory.
Thank you, guys.